Welcome to the Straight Out of Home Video podcast, part of the Geeky Waffle Network.
Hello and welcome to Straight Out of Home Video. We are back and my name is Vanessa and with me is Candace.
Hello.
Arezou.
Hello.
And Chelsea.
Ho, ho, ho.
Getting into the spirit.
Yeah.
As you could probably tell, we are going to be doing a Christmas movie, The Ultimate Christmas Present. And this was a Disney Channel original film that came out in the year 2000, which I can't believe how long ago that was at this point. But I would say that, I we'll get into a little bit of the plot and everything. But what did you guys think about this? I feel like I actually kind of enjoyed it. Just it was a lighthearted, fun movie.
I think the main little girl character, Allie, was really annoying, but otherwise it was okay.
That's true, yes.
It wasn't as stressful as I thought it was going to be based on the premise.
Yeah.
I was expecting some Jingle All the Way style hijinks, like across town, I'm crying, they're crying, but it actually wasn't. It was like fairly low stakes, which I appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why I was okay with it, because I think, I feel like a lot of these kinds of movies, you just start getting stressed out and you're just like, I don't want to be stressed. I just want something lighthearted and fun and just maybe, maybe a little mindless too. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that kind of was the vibe for this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
So I remember this always being on as a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
I never heard of it.
Me neither.
Disney Channel in December, because this is the first Disney Channel original Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so
that
they played it like crazy in 2000 and 2001 and 2. Just like, in that like early 2000s, because like we don't have that much Christmas stuff, but we own this one, so we're just going to play it over and over again. So this was like kind of like always on.
Was the Disney Channel like a cable channel?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's why I've never seen it, because we didn't have cable, so I didn't have the Disney Channel.
We got cable just around this point, and I was like, oh my God, Disney Channel, finally. I don't have to go to my friend's house to watch it. And yeah, this was just, you'd watch the same things over and over again because they just repeat it.
Yep, for sure.
Yep. And this one had the basic premise is that there's this girl, Allie, who is I don't really know exactly how to describe her character, because as you said, Chelsea, she is a little annoying.
She's very annoying.
She's a liar.
She's a liar. She's
a liar. She's a master manipulator.
She's on the naughty list.
Oh yeah,
she is. Yes, she absolutely is. And the reason that she finds that out is because she and her friend decide they're actually just kind of walking around, find this cabin that we find out is actually where Santa Claus is going, just to
vacation,
kind of get away from the North Pole. And
okay, can we pause? Okay, so
yes,
Santa pause. Okay, Santa. Okay, but okay, so it's 3 days before Christmas.
Yep.
They literally are in school until like the day before Christmas Eve.
Yep.
So okay, yeah. So that's the
thing.
I don't understand that, because I think for Christmas break, it's like the 22nd. I don't know, the 22nd, I guess. I don't even know.
You finish the last Friday before Christmas Eve. So if Christmas Eve is Saturday, you're in school until December 23rd.
Wow. Okay.
So it made perfect sense to me. Like if like Monday is, so like, you might get that extra few days if like Christmas Eve is
like on a
like
Sunday,
Wednesday, then you'll finish the Friday before.
So you know what bothered me more was not so much that. It was the fact that they started, the family, they're talking about Christmas activities and everything, and so Allie and her friend Samantha are talking about this boy that Allie likes, who's having a party. Yeah, Blake, who's having a party on Christmas Day, and they're in middle school.
I think his party is. Oh no, you're right. It is on Christmas Day. I was thinking.
Yeah, because
and
she wanted to make sure they were done by 2.
I was like, there's no way that her parents are going to let her go to this party. And then they start talking about Christmas Day plans, and her mom's like, yeah, so we'll do this and this and this. And it's like, we'll be done. And Allie's like, we'll be done by 2, right? Because I have to go to this party. And she's like, yes, we'll be done by 2. And then for some reason, her brother also has like a
basketball tournament.
Basketball? Yeah.
Tournament. That's weird.
And then they're like, and grandma's coming over at 6, and nobody seems to think that this is a problem. And I'm like, the tournament will be over by 6, and she will also be done with the party at 6. Like, there's too much.
And it's like, okay, give me your schedules, and we'll figure. I'm like, who makes these kinds of plans on Christmas? Like, wouldn't you just be with your family? I don't understand.
Like, people travel during Christmas all the freaking time. That's why I don't understand this whole like basketball tournament, kid. You're gonna be the only one on the court,
right?
He's playing by himself.
Yeah, he's like, nobody else showed up. Yeah, because they're celebrating Christmas. Even as a kid, I wouldn't want to go, even if I like practice basketball all the time.
I wouldn't have even thought about the fact that I would
play
be
with my toys.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even thought about the fact that I would be free. Like, I mean, that's just an automatic, you're busy, you're with your family kind of situation.
Yeah. I don't want to go to a smelly like basketball court with a bunch of like elementary schoolers trying to like dribble. Like, that's not my kind of Christmas.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah, I thought that was going to be the issue at first. Was like, oh, she wants to go to this party, but her mom or her parents are not going to let her. But it's the boy she likes. No, but that was not an issue. The big issue was the fact that she had a paper that she needed to do, which was like a five page double space. I don't know. It was something that was just like, I know that sounds really scary to a middle schooler, but after going through college, grad school, I'm just like, suck it up, kid.
I would say a 5-page paper for like what, a 6th grader, or I don't know how old she's 13, so maybe 7th or 8th grade. That is kind of long, honestly.
But she I mean, like, it's not like they're typing it out. She had her little notebook she was going to write it in. And I mean, that's got to be the wide ruled kind of situation.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not very much, honestly, unless they're like
especially
talking about front and back or like,
It was single space though.
Okay.
Oh.
But I mean, if it's not
I just
front
watched
and
this movie.
I feel and she basically said like everything that she said in class, because she makes up that she gets to class and her teacher's like, oh, well, what's your story about? And she obviously hasn't started yet. And she goes off on this whole tangent, and because she's an imaginative kid.
A liar.
Yeah, a liar,
Compulsive liar.
No, okay, so what she does is she like, what is that ultimate, not ultimate, the Usual Suspects, the Sosa like thing, where she looks on the wall and she's like, it's about Shakespeare, William Shakespeare. He comes to this time and nobody believes he's actually William Shakespeare, so he gets a job at a burger store and then like flips burgers.
That was an interesting concept.
Yeah,
I don't know why she's
I
having
think
such
that was
trouble
great,
with
especially
this
for a
paper.
middle schooler. And the thing is that but the way she's speaking about it, she basically wrote what would be 5 pages, honestly.
Exactly. I was like, all you have to do is go sit down and write it. Like, it's not,
Right.
you have the idea already.
Okay. But who among us haven't had a great idea and just like really bad at executing it?
I mean,
Yeah.
that's fair, but also this was something that was like a deadline that she had.
She had a
week
She
to
had
do
to do
it.
it.
She had a week to
knew
do
about
it.
it.
Yeah, that very poor time management skills. And so she's in this pickle. She's trying to find any reason to not do this. And so thankfully, they find this machine that again, cabin in the woods. Santa's there trying to concentrate, and he like sort of throws away this machine,
And she doesn't actually steal it. That's what I felt like they were doing. Like they wanted to make sure Disney was like, she's not a thief. She's a liar, but she's not a thief.
I'm pretty sure
threw it
it's
away.
Still theft to take something out of somebody's garbage. Like, that's still a crime.
I have no idea, honestly. But either way, it's not like the best situation in general, because you don't even know what this is. You don't know who this guy is. It's very so they take this machine.
Well, let's be precise here. Allie takes the machine, not my
Allie
good girl
takes the machine.
Sam.
Yes.
Sam tells her not to.
That's
She's
Sam
an icon and a
she is like the conscious of everything.
She is also the brains of the two, clearly.
She is, yes.
So yeah, Allie, bad girl Allie takes the machine.
Yes.
Samantha, who imagines being married to Ricky Martin, poor girl's going to find out soon. You know. It is legal. It's generally considered legal for people to rummage through the trash that has been left in public areas, such as curbs, for pickup.
That wasn't on the curb, though. It was right outside his house.
Well, but I feel
like she's a criminal.
She is.
I feel like that's as close to a curb as it's gonna get, because there was no like actual like dumpster. These like out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but there was a road. They were cycling along a road.
It was like a dirt path, though.
Yeah, but still.
Okay, so
no.
It says
right. That's very nebulous, but it does feel wrong because, again, Sam's like, I don't know if we should be doing this. I don't even know if we should be here. But
cabin in the woods with one creepy like old man, he could be creepy.
Yeah, like I mean, obviously it turned out okay, but what kind of message are we sending to our children?
Stranger danger.
They never fully explained why they were cycling through the woods for an hour anyway.
They said beforehand that it was of course Allie's idea that we're late, we need to go to the library before it closes or something like that. And my brother takes a shortcut all the time. It's a shortcut through the woods. But then
go to the library.
Samantha had the best line where after Allie's like, "Oh, trust me," and Samantha says, "Anytime I trust you, I end up in detention or a missing persons list."
Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah,
and then of course
love to know more about what happened there.
Like that sounds like multiple times that missing child list. And honestly, Brenda Song's delivery of that, she's a star.
Brenda Song outacted most of the people in this movie. She outacted the girl who plays Allie, Haley Hirsch. I was like, Brenda Song has got it going on.
Yeah, and she is, the thing is, like, it was so cool to see her in this different role, because obviously she has played a couple of different things with Disney, and it was very cute to see her in this role. But yeah, so they have this machine now, and they decide to, as they take it home, or Allie takes it home.
Yeah, Samantha did another wrong.
Samantha the whole time being like, "This is a bad idea."
And then Allie is the one who does stuff with it.
Yeah,
she's the one who touches it.
Turns out it was a bad idea. So this machine they find can actually create weather.
Mm-hmm.
And
can we talk about the implications of that? Santa created something to make weather. Yes. He could end every drought, every flood, but no, he just wants to do it so he creates a white Christmas for everybody.
So hang on, is climate change Santa Claus's fault?
Oh my God.
Oh, it could be. No,
something bigger.
Hold on, it's Allie's fault. It's Allie's fault.
But Santa's gonna fix
the machine again. Just give it back.
Santa is gonna fix climate change. We just gotta hold out for him.
Yeah, you're right. He could have fixed climate change. He could have fixed all this stuff. No, he just wanted a white Christmas for everyone, which, nice sentiment, I guess. But that's very much tunnel vision with this whole situation.
Well, I mean, this was made in 2000, right? We weren't as aware of climate change as we are now. I mean, we were aware, but not as aware.
I feel
so maybe that wasn't really on his mind yet.
That's true.
Al Gore comes up with that inconvenient truth, I think, in a few years after this, right? Because he has to lose the election to Bush, and then he goes and wins an Oscar.
That's true.
I'm just vaguely remembering this stuff from my childhood. I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, so I think I guess we can kind of let that one at least slide for Santa. But anyway, so they find out this machine can create weather, and then Allie goes, "Aha! That means we could actually have a snow day, and that'll close the schools." And that's that again, tunnel vision. This just thinking about one thing.
I will not lie.
Huh?
There was occasions, especially in high school. You remember that year when we had all the hurricanes, Vanessa? Where I would be like, I think a hurricane's coming, so I'm just not going to work on this. because like I got other stuff to do, and also I'm in panic mode. I can't focus because like we had 4 hurricanes in 1 year.
Yeah, and I mean I get it, especially since like honestly it is kind of bad form for that teacher to have something due the day before
Christmas
break.
Yeah,
I just feel like that's a little, but either way, this is
The
you know
real
this is a
villain.
situation where she's creating she's talking about creating a snowstorm for her entire area just to get out of class.
And there's just so much like she doesn't understand about this. They're never like, oh my god, a weather machine. Like I didn't think this was possible. You know?
No, just so totally accepted.
Yeah.
Did anybody else think that the time she spent trying to figure out the weather machine, she could have just written the story?
Yes.
Yes,
That's always
absolutely.
the case. That's always the case. That's always the case with people. It's just like if you had spent this, 3 hours or whatever just focusing on something good, then you would be golden. It'd be fine.
But no, this was little Candace in school, like trying to be clever and figuring out ways around getting at homework. I started a religion once to stop homework.
Oh God, I remember this.
My mother telling you guys the story. I started a cult.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
A for effort. I was 6.
So Candace apparently is
on the
Allie
naughty
in this
list.
situation.
My parents actually thought it was very creative.
Well, that's the thing. That's the whole thing about like Allie is supposed to be very creative. That's why this whole situation, but obviously did not turn out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, in her defense, it would be nice to have a white Christmas when you live in LA.
Yes,
happens.
but that wasn't her thought process.
Yeah.
Her thought process wasn't how cool would this be for everybody, including like it was let's get a snow day so school can close.
Which it feels like they're setting it up when because at the beginning she's watching the weather, and I'm like, do you like obviously she's not like into weather or anything like that. So I thought she was like being like, oh, I wish it would snow on Christmas because like Vanessa and I spent most of our childhood in Florida, and we've like if you're in Florida, there's never a white Christmas except if you go to the beach.
I'm in Texas, same thing. We don't get snow.
Yeah. So like that's like something that's relatable to like us as kids being like, oh, you see this white Christmas in all the movies and TV shows. So you understand. Ours is over here.
I live in It was snowing as I watched this movie.
Be like, Allie!
Just rub it in our faces, why don't you?
Yeah, but everybody in the movie at first also kind of reacts the same way. They're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's snowing in LA. This is crazy. That's so awesome.
It gets to 15 inches, and the weatherman's like, that beats the record of 0.3 inches. And I'm just like, okay, guys, how many people do you think died because of this?
Right? Totally. So I was thinking that would be a lot of snow even
in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
and
even
also
like for New York, that would be a lot of snow. So not to mention Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like people don't know how to drive in it.
No, people. That's what I was thinking. People aren't prepared to drive. People don't know how to drive. Like they just don't have the proper way of dealing with this.
No snow plows.
I didn't think about how
tires.
many people died though.
Allie has like more blood on her hands than Thanos. Like she was thinking about sending it out worldwide. She was like, it will be all of them.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Well, obviously the machine malfunctions is the reason why it's so crazy.
Or Allie was trying to murder everyone.
or that. And so now they're in this predicament because since school was closed, so she got her wish. And it really was kind of nostalgic to just like watch the TV. It's like, oh yeah, now they're gonna tell all the how many schools are closed and which schools are closed. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember watching that little ticker going across.
Mm-hmm.
Hurricane Day, woo!
Yep. And now it's just you look online. It's not as exciting.
Yeah, now you listen to the radio or you watch the news to find out, and you're like, okay, come on, Benito Middle School.
Yeah.
Come on.
But yeah, so got her wish. School's closed. But the flip side is that now, obviously, yes, it's crazy snowing, and her dad is actually out of town at this point for a work thing. Again, so close to Christmas. For
San Francisco. He's working on a website called Bones for Bowser, which is going to be a dog bone website that has over 100 different flavors.
What's the distance like between San Francisco and Los Angeles? Is it like a couple hours drive?
It's 6 hours by car, but about an hour by plane.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's not undrivable. So
there's also
I guess
trains.
it is if you're not used to driving in the snow, but
no, if there's 15 inches of snow, you should stay off the road. And we don't know what it's like in San Francisco. They never show it. But they're like, everything is shut down.
But everything is bad. It's probably just as bad, or at least like at least it's not something that they're used to. And also, I mean, they're not gonna have a plane take off in a blizzard.
No.
Yeah. So he now can't make it home, and Allie's starting to now realize the consequences of her actions, especially since her little brother's like, well, Dad'll make it home in time, right? And like he's so hopeful. And then, it starts spiraling, and he's definitely not making it home, it looks like. And then the aunt and uncle are coming, which the brother is very excited about, but then the grandparents aren't coming, and he's sad about that. And then also, on the other side of things, the mother owns a catering business, and everybody's canceling, so she's losing out on all of this business. And
but I hope that woman got a deposit.
I do too. I think that's ridiculous. I understand that maybe, but the thing is, maybe there is a clause in there about like weather, and not snow necessarily.
Work of God. No, it is. Because I used to be a photographer for weddings, and I have a clause in there. Act of God, I can't control, so I get money.
Right, fair enough. Yeah.
Honestly, she seemed very like cool and collected for having all of that craziness go on. I mean, she seemed to have it together.
Yeah, well, she definitely was agitated, which like I think was the point, like showing like how bad like all of the
Lizzie
but she wasn't like freaking out necessarily.
Right? Yeah.
Lizzie McGuire's mom is the actress.
Yes, it is Lizzie McGuire's mom. Yes.
Who I found out is actually a nepo baby. Both her parents were in the industry for a while.
Okay.
And like created a bunch of different shows and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
I think her name is Hallie.
Hallie Todd. Yeah.
Yeah, Hallie Todd.
Hallie Todd. Her dad is George Eccleston, who he wrote for the Fugitive TV show. And Name of the Game, all this stuff. And a bunch of producing stuff.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Honestly, a lot of actors in this movie are kind of like in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, even the little girl, the Allie actress that was in You Got Mail. I was like, I know this kid.
Yeah, she doesn't have a short credit list. I mean, like everybody has like I feel at least 40 something credits, if not way more.
Yeah, this is like especially for a Disney Channel.
Yeah, and I mean, for example, you have I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Bill
Fager, yeah.
I don't know.
Fagerbake. But he was in Coach. Mm-hmm. He was at Gargoyles. He was Broadway's voice. That's who I know him most from. How I Met Your Mother. He played Marshall's father.
Yep, that's the one that I always know him from.
Yeah. So he's iconic. Do you
guys
want to talk about
SpongeBob? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's Patrick in SpongeBob. But I feel like Chelsea wants to talk about the elves.
I initially found the elves really annoying at first, but Sparky really grew on me. So
yeah.
So the whole thing, which I thought was so clever as a kid, is these elves are actually really tall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I thought that was ingenious. I was
like, but don't say it. You're really tall. Ugh.
Yeah. The other one who plays Crumpet is John Sally, who is a basketball player. He's the first. He's the first NBA player in NBA history to win championships with 3 different franchises. So.
Oh wow! Yeah, I didn't know that.
So he's a big deal. If we knew sports, which we really don't at the waffle.
Sports. We know nothing about sports here. I think
All I know is it sounded
Travis
impressive.
Kelsey is the extent of our sports knowledge here.
Right?
We can't do everything.
Taylor's boyfriend.
Mr. Taylor Swift is the extent of our knowledge.
But yeah, it was let's see. So we have him, I mean, like, everybody here it was a pretty like decent cast in general. And I think that everybody pretty much committed to the role, so that made it I feel like that always like makes a difference.
Yeah, I felt like the little brother played by Spencer Breslin did a really good job. I recognized him from being in the Santa Claus 2 and 3 movies.
He's just a Christmas light.
I always thought of him from the Princess Diaries 2, where he's the little prince or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, he is. That's true.
That kid worked.
Yeah.
He's like our age now.
Right?
He's around our age.
Yeah.
Like, that kid.
And
Okay,
then
can
the,
we please talk about the weatherman?
He is
Yes,
so creepy and mean.
What is his damage? I want to know.
Edwin Hadley is the character, but he's played by Peter Scolari. We need to learn how to say these last names.
Scolari,
yeah. He was in the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the TV show, which is what I knew him from.
Okay.
So he
He looked
played.
familiar. I just couldn't really see which. Yeah, I was looking through the credits, but I couldn't figure it out.
So, okay, the funniest part is when his boss calls him into the office and is like, stop frowning, like, smile. We need ratings, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, the only reason I keep you around is because I'm married to your sister. And it shows a photo of him with the sister who's actually just Peter with a wig on.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
God, I didn't notice that. That's amazing.
I love it. Like, oh my God.
That
It's literally
is
just him in the
actually
wig.
amazing.
So that makes me wonder. I'm like, does the sister actually exist? Or is this like the weatherman pretending to be the sister so he can stay on air?
I would watch that movie.
You know, well, I mean, that's too much Mrs. Doubtfire, and I feel like it would be too difficult for him to pull off, especially since like he loses his cool in like
so
a
easily.
millisecond. So I don't think that he has. I don't think that he has like the whatever. I can't think of the word, but so I don't think that he has the patience to pull that off.
Honestly, like, it feels like they're trying to make him the villain, but he doesn't do anything like villainous until like
The
25 minutes before the movie ends.
That's he just goes like
he's mostly
off
just
the
a
deep
really
end.
But
He's
yes,
mostly
he just goes nuts. And
But honestly,
I mean,
watching this as an adult, if I found out like a weather machine actually exists, I probably would go freaking crazy too. Like, and Santa Claus and all this kind of stuff, magic.
He kicks somebody off of their snowmobile, which why is there a snowmobile? And just
in LA.
It was just a jet ski, really.
Yeah. And yeah, so he steals the snowmobile in order to get there on time, or like just as quick as possible. And I don't know, that just like rubbed me the wrong way. I was just like, this is like really weird. And everybody's acting way too cool about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like he gets into like crazier and crazier stuff. And my comment was just like, what in the kids' movie villain plot? Like,
Okay, but we all know Allie's the real villain of this story.
oh, for sure.
100%.
Like her bad decision making. But there was probably like a draft of the script without the weatherman. And they're like, oh no, we need an actual villain.
Uh-huh.
Because then it would just be those girls,
Yep. He was wild. At first, it was just like he is really, really bad at his job, and then the last half hour is like, oh, he's
kind of
wild.
But the funny thing is like at the end, he's very, very redeemable, and it really was just kind of one of those things where it was like, oh, you just needed somebody to understand and support you. And you needed to know what your true strengths were.
He's just terrified an 8-year-old boy telling him he's going to jail.
Right?
That was a little much.
Very bad.
It was like actually like really dark because like a kid's gonna believe you.
Yeah. That was horrible.
He's like, oh my, he told me I'm going to jail.
And the mom's like, what? And what is it?
She's
the mom,
talking to the husband.
this
She's like, do you know him?
Yeah, and the mom is doing her absolute freaking best to keep everything
She
together.
really is. Yeah. But yeah, I was never upset when the weatherman's boss was yelling at him because I was like, yeah, you're bad at your job. And
Well, and then he was like, be better, and he was definitely not better.
He was
He like
worse.
looked he looked really awkward.
And I will throw this back to my own podcast because the boss at the news station is on a few episodes of Stargate. And we've talked about him over on Wormhole Waffles. So,
which I did not plan, but I did want it as a way to be like, hey, also listen to Chelsea and Arezou on this. I'm trying to.
It's all
now that we're back after the strike. I'm like, let's synergize and everybody.
I will find Stargate actors and everything.
You know, something bothered me is there's like Santa calls the North Pole and's like, oh no, I lost the weather machine, and he and like Mrs. Claus call each other Papa and Mama.
That was a little weird, but they were generally pretty cute together.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. I was like,
Well, and that's like I feel like that's an older thing where like, I don't know. Have you heard like in like the old movies where it's like oh, it's like the guy's calling the wife like mother. Have you heard that? I don't know. I feel like I've seen that.
I know that a former.
It always feels weird. I'm not going to say that it ever feels natural.
Oh yeah, no, it's one of the former vice presidents does that, and it's obviously a very creepy.
I think it makes sense if you have small children, because I think my parents did that when we were small. They would call each other mom and dad to reinforce that for little children. But then once we got old enough to learn that they had actual names, then they would call each other by their names.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't think it's totally weird, but it did throw me off a little bit.
Don't they do that in the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer stop motion thing? Don't Santa and Mrs. Claus call each other Papa and Mama?
Yeah, no, I don't think about it. But do they have children? No.
The whole world is their children, right? Because they provide gifts for them.
The elves
and they tell their children's deepest, darkest secrets.
Yeah, that too.
I
was like, this is really creepy.
It might just be my irony poisoned adult brain, but I really didn't like three grown men walking around going, I have a list of all the naughty girls in Los Angeles.
Yes.
That was find another way to say that.
Yeah, he's like, you're number 486 or something.
No, it's the grown men going, here's all of Los Angeles' naughty girls. I'm like,
there's
never
a
a good way to say that though. Like that's the thing. It's like that's the thing. Like in any Christmas movie, you're gonna hear the word naughty, and it's never gonna sound right.
It never sounds creepy when they say naughty list. Like I've got the naughty list. I'm like, okay, because it's like he's making a list. It's the naughty list. Like that one seems okay. The minute you're like all the naughty boys and girls, I'm like,
Well, we know what Arezou's been reading.
We know exactly what Arezou's been reading. This is not a secret. Speaking of synergy, you can look at the website for all of those reviews. But
yeah, when the two elves and Santa were going around town from girl to girl trying to figure out who stole the weather machine, and they go up to them like, "Hi, Heather. Hi, Michelle." I'm like, "You look like a murderer. What are you doing?"
Yeah, like Santa disappears in one girl's house, and then he disappears, and her mother's like, "Who are you talking to?" And she's like, "Santa." And then she gets in trouble for it.
Yeah.
Santa got that little girl in trouble.
It's probably fine because it looked like she was stealing chocolate that she wasn't supposed to be eating. So,
But what I don't understand is why her mom took it like so personal about her lying. I'm like, but this is the time of year where children speak to Santa Claus.
Yeah, but she probably heard about Allie and doesn't want her to become
She's
that.
also a compulsive liar. So.
Okay, fair.
Nip it in the bud while she can.
If she's on the naughty list already, that means she's a compulsive liar. So her mom is probably like, no, like cut that out.
You're not talking to Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Samantha just is like, they have this point where Allie's like, oh, I can't imagine Christmas without my father. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then Samantha goes like, this very expositional thing about her father dying when she was 3, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, where did that come from?
Right? That felt out of left
Also,
field.
read
It was
the
weird.
room. Allie.
Well,
My
I think in general it speaks to one how horrible Allie is, but two, but two, it folds into the entire lesson that she's learning, which is that
Don't be a
that there's
bitch.
it's not just about missing school. Wait, what did you say?
bitch.
It's true.
Yeah, that's
We're just
lesson
roasting this
number
child.
1.
I feel like I really felt for Samantha because 1, her dad is dead. 2, her mom works at a hospital and probably works really long hours. She probably doesn't get to see her much. And 3, her best friend is terrible. So this poor girl is really going through it.
She's gonna go to a really nice college, just get away from this nonsense, and have an amazing life.
Right?
Yeah, she'll
She's
just
smart.
be like,
She'll be fine.
yeah, she'll be like Facebook friends with Allie, but like that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Allie's gonna have the
Survival.
tougher time when she's older because she has like this, unwavering, loyal best friend. And when she doesn't have that anymore, she's not gonna know what to do with herself.
No.
Yeah.
I feel like can see Allie joining an MLM or something.
Oh my god, Allie only messages Sam to be like, "Hey girl, want to start a business opportunity?"
Like, no, I'm a lawyer, Allie.
But don't you want to work for yourself?
Yeah, be your own CEO. Hi, hun.
Well,
Okay.
maybe
Oh.
her future will be different now that she's gotten a chance to talk to Santa, and Santa set her straight. He was like, "You
Yes.
really need to do better."
He's like that's the thing. He basically said what we were saying earlier, which is like if you just focused your energy on actually doing the things that you're supposed to be doing or doing something good, then like that, like you're basically using the same amount of time you're doing and trying to figure a way around it. So why don't you use it for good?
Yep.
And that was the whole situation. Finally, at the end, is that they Santa obviously finds the weather machine. They get it away from crazy meteorologist guy. And he's trying to fix it, and this, he's tinkering with it and everything. And then he's like, "Oh my gosh, I realize why this isn't working. I have these special batteries that are, I don't remember what they're called, like Ever Cheer batteries.
Evermary.
Yeah, Evermary batteries." And it's like, I was out of them, so I used generic. And I'm like, okay, so we're going to the consumerism side of everything.
This movie did have an interesting, like, capitalistic streak because the two
Of course
elves.
it does. It's Disney
were-
in the 2000s.
Yeah, the two elves kept trying to invent stuff and trying to make Christmas like more capitalistic instead of, a holiday. I was like, what?
I mean,
Well,
at least Santa was like,
I thought a lot of
these
it
guys.
was efficiency, but at the same time, yes, they were definitely like, because they were pitching things like they were on Shark Tank kind of situation.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, no, it definitely had that vibe, and that I wasn't cool with that vibe, but that was what, apparently that's what fixed the machine, is that he used the brand name batteries.
I guess.
Why you don't buy generic?
You don't buy generic.
I was like
You'll
expecting
ruin
the
Christmas.
Energizer, expecting Energizer Bunny just to like roll on by. Be like,
But
we paid for
also-
this.
But also, in the machine took 4 batteries. The generic ones, there were only 2 in there. I'm like, well, no wonder it died
That's why
quickly.
it's not working.
We didn't even put enough
Also,
of the
did you
generic
see
ones.
When he took them out, they were like rusted and
Yes.
like gross looking. I'm like, so they're leaking.
Yeah.
And so now you need to clean out that whole battery compartment.
The entire snow machine is covered
Nope.
in battery acid.
Yeah.
Not necessary. Evermary batteries. TM.
They last 100 years.
So obviously everything's fixed. The dad comes home just in time. Everything's great. Allie learns the true meaning of Christmas that she will probably forget within the next year and have to relearn it all over again, or not at all. And that was basically the movie.
Oh,
And the meteorologist gets a job at Antarctica.
this bothered me. Not because he's a psycho villain who doesn't deserve jobs. at all. But because he's up there going at this institute that they like named after him.
Yeah,
That
I
I
was
didn't
wondering about that
understand
too.
either. I'm like, why did they name it after him?
It was like his Christmas, but like he's wearing his parka with the neck open so we can see the neck, like the bow tie. But as somebody who doesn't live in Antarctica, but who does live somewhere cold, you don't leave your neck open like that.
Nope.
In temperatures like that. And everybody and their hoods off and the coats open. I'm like, okay. So between that and the scene that immediately precedes it, where everybody's having a snowball fight in the yard in their t-shirts and pajamas, I'm like, nobody involved
Well,
in
Allie goes back in to get a coat. I think.
I know, but she was out like, no. If it's cold enough for the snow to be staying, like nobody involved with this movie has ever actually been in a snowy environment.
Yeah, they're all like LA. Also, okay, can we talk about a few things about one? They had an Indian actor play the assistant to the mother, and I don't know what that accent was. That they had.
Right? I was wondering that too.
Either.
It was early 2000s stereotype of a gay man.
Oh, it was like gay foreigner. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Gay foreigner.
He's threatening because he's a foreigner, but he's not threatening because he's gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it offsets it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
So
because
it's
like the mother's
Disney-
like,
so
oh,
it's
you should
Disney
stay here.
appropriate.
Yeah. Because the mother's like, oh, no, you should stay here because the storm's bad. But if he was straight, can't have that.
No, that
Right.
would be dangerous.
While we're talking about him, can I just mention that he picks up a raw turkey and like dances with it in the kitchen and touches stuff? And I'm like, salmonella.
So
Yeah,
they're all spending Christmas in the hospital with Sam's mom, and that's how they all spend Christmas together.
Also, I didn't really understand what he was doing in the movie. Like, I mean, I guess it makes sense for the mom to have, to like have an assistant or something like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I just don't understand what they were trying to do with this character in general.
Maybe he was supposed to be like comedic relief, a comic relief,
Yeah.
or just like funny side character. But also, like, how do you cook, like, cater in that kitchen? It's so small.
It's too small, yeah. Yeah.
Like, she
Also,
said that she has
takes
like
on
4
way
parties.
too many assignments for her time frame. She's like, I've got 5 events in 2 days. I'm like,
That's too much.
what staff?
Yeah. You have to have more than that one dude. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
it would have been more effective if, like, she actually had, like, a team and just the team just never talked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if they were just like, you hire like 6 or 7 background actors and they're walking around in the back with chafing dishes. But like, unless you're just delivering the food and leaving, how are you catering that many events?
Yeah.
Also, can tell that an adult wrote this who also never speaks to children, because the little boy who was like 8, he's trying to guess what his sister got him for Christmas, and he's like, "Oh, was it football?" She's like, "No." She's like, "Oh, is it a poster of the Laker girls?"
I noticed that too.
Wants
That's
that.
so creepy.
No,
That was
8-year-old wants
weird.
that.
It was so weird.
When do boys start liking girl? I don't know.
Like,
I mean,
Probably
they,
like
they
12
could
at
start.
least.
They could be like, she's pretty or what, like express vague interest, but like knowing that you want to see a half naked woman feels a
Dancing,
bit older than
Well,
8.
Okay, listen, I'm not saying
I
that
think-
that's,
I
that
don't
it's
know.
a great image for anybody, but at the same time, like, I don't know, I feel like I had celebrity crushes and stuff when I was super little.
I had my first major celebrity crush at 8 years old, but my thing was, kicking my feet and blushing and like watching The Phantom Menace way too much. It wasn't like show me a half naked Ewan McGregor. I was too young to want to see that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
was
true.
more about like also like I was like, oh, Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic, kind of thing, because of Jack, but because
Yeah,
that
it
was
was
more
like-
like
It's
not
more
a-
like I want to see them, because depending on how much you don't understand any of the connotations of seeing somebody.
No, you don't understand it, but like I think you understand attraction, right? I don't know. I feel like we need a guy to
Get Alex,
if you're a
Vanessa,
guy listening
get
to
Alex.
this, weigh in. When did you first want to see a naked girl?
I can get him. He's in the bedroom.
go get him.
Okay, hold on one second.
Okay. I'm curious because the whole thing like with the Laker girls is it's like a group of girls. I don't know if they know their personalities or even know their names. Like probably they do now because of social media. That's a good way to promote.
But not back then.
The only way I can think of him thinking that this is something he wanted is if like an older boy
Mhm.
Yes.
had said that.
I definitely did feel pushed to like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC because everybody else liked them.
It was how
And
I
I
felt
was-
about Leo. I felt pressured because everybody
He
else.
felt
liked
he felt-
Honestly, that was also Leonardo DiCaprio too
Wasn't
in
surprised, though.
Titanic. Is it just felt like everybody else was into this, so I had to. I was like demisexual, like at a young age. I was like, I don't know him. I'm
so
like,
Alex is asleep.
okay,
and,
it's fine.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll be like, wake
yeah.
him up for
Alex,
this.
wake
No.
up.
Wake
Go
up.
get
It's very
Armand.
important. It's about the
Probably
ultimate
in the
Christmas present.
basement. Just text him out of context. Be like, when did you first want to see a naked girl? And he's like, what? For those listening, that's not my partner.
You know
that's
what?
my brother.
Okay, ask him.
Which is why that's not okay.
To be fair, not a naked girl, half naked girl is
Yeah.
probably more reasonable, right?
I'm
know
gonna
what?
text
Ask
him, and if he
him.
answers me by the time this is done,
Ask
then
him, and we'll
I'll
just
read
put the
out
answer
his
on our
answer.
Patreon. Okay. So if you want to know what Vanessa's husband says, you have to pay us. Listen, I'm trying to make us some money, y'all. So
So towards the end of the movie, when the mean meteorologist is getting his like villain arc, and they get to stop him in this like candy factory because, of course, did it also remind y'all of 101 Dalmatians when Cruella gets like covered in some kind of goo at the end of the movie? You know what I'm talking about?
oh, I forgot.
In the
about
live
that.
Yeah.
action
Yeah.
one, I was getting very Dalmatians vibes from that.
It feels very
That's fair.
cartoony,
Yes.
which I guess is like what they were going for.
That's kind of what a lot of, well, not a lot of decom, but some decom is just, it does feel a little cartoony because it's supposed to be a little bit whimsical,
Yeah, and there can't be like really big stakes. Nobody can really get hurt.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you're covered in candy.
Chocolate,
Oh.
Yeah. And they did, like Santa and the elves did try their best to help clean him up afterwards. So like, that was nice.
He's Santa. He's got to do right by everybody.
Yeah.
Except those girls telling each other their deepest, darkest secrets.
Well, except for that.
Yeah,
You know
Which
what?
I
Allie
did not
kind of
like that
deserved
scene.
it.
Allie deserved it for sure.
yeah,
Well,
but
Samantha did nothing wrong.
Samantha
no,
did
but
nothing wrong.
that's really not. But really, I mean, her secret is really not that embarrassing. I
No,
mean,
it's not.
it is for a middle
At
schooler,
12,
but yeah,
that you're dancing, 13, 12, that you're dancing to Ricky Martin and want to marry him.
That's
could be
normal
feel-
though.
It's
Yeah, that's what I'm
embarrassing
saying.
for
I
a
feel like-
13-year-old.
Yeah.
I guess, but at the same time, I feel like we were all just talking about stuff like that at that
Oh
age.
yeah, like I
yeah.
went to the Ricky Martin concert. I won tickets on the radio. I was super
We
excited.
were talking about it to our peers. We didn't want like adults to be aware.
Yeah, we didn't want giant elves to know about
I mean
this.
that. Well,
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
that's fair. That's fair.
And also like this strange man who's in my garage
That was so
that
weird.
like came out in the dark. Like I don't know, like that just feels like an after school special waiting to happen.
Yeah.
This whole movie is an after-school special waiting to happen.
It's like yeah, the cute girls are going in the forest in Los Angeles, and then
Which,
they like
first
come
of all,
up a
what
cabin
forest
in the
Los
woods.
Angeles?
Yeah,
Well, despite all of its problems, I do feel like the movie was like a solid like 6 out of 10.
Okay, yeah. So what do you think? What do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score was for audience? Because like there were only two like reviewers, but then for
Good
audience
audience.
there was like 500 plus. So what do you think the
Wow.
audience score was?
I'd say like 65%.
I'm going to say 60%.
Price is Right rules 1%.
49%.
I got it.
Yikes.
I'm actually it's so weird because it's never what I think it's gonna be. Like I feel like there are other movies that we've covered
That
that
are worse.
so much worse than with the score. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Is it because it doesn't
there's
have
something
like the
absurd.
pizzazz of the later ones? Like, because the other ones, like the later decoms, feel very high concept. And
I don't
for all
know,
that
like,
Santa
I-
and his weather machine are in this one, it doesn't feel super high concept.
I don't know. Even with a concept, like it's just like some of them have been like too like either too goofy or like just not like just very poorly executed. I don't know. There's been lots of issues with some of these movies, and this one was just kind of like lighthearted and like yeah, like
It was fine.
it was fine.
Yeah. It wasn't as much fun as I remember, but of course, I was a child.
Yeah, exactly.
23 years ago.
Right. And like so a couple of reviews which is that I found kind of funny. So first of all, I'll read like this one is this is a classic, entertaining from absolute start until finish. 3.5 stars.
I don't.
What?
This
Why-
why
reminds me
3.5
of some
stars if
Etsy
you
was-
reviews?
This
because it
reminds
wasn't
me of some
perfect.
Etsy reviews I get. They're like, "This is the best shirt ever. It's my favorite shirt. 4 stars."
Four
And I'm like,
like what is
Okay.
what the heck?
"What's gonna take you to give me
And-
5 stars?"
Right.
Right.
And
A
then
hug.
but then my favorite one is this is one that was literally half a star.
Oh wow.
They wanted snow. They got snow. Merry Christmas. The end. There.
Like, you
now
were
you don't
not
have
wrong.
to see it.
I mean, only really Allie wanted snow. Samantha was minding her own damn business.
Yep.
And just like she was just like trying to hang out with his family because her mom obviously works all the time and her dad's dead.
Yep.
And she's just like, it's probably like a friendship at convenience living across the street. And obviously,
It's
like
true.
their mothers are friends.
Yep.
So that's probably what happened. Poor Samantha.
Mhm.
Maybe
She
they'll go to
deserves
different high
better.
schools. She should go to like a
Private school or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
Get it,
Okay.
yeah.
I got an answer from my brother. He
Okay.
doesn't remember how old he was, but he's like, swap the genders and see if it still feels weird to you. And then
But that's
It
what we just
would,
did. That's what we
yeah.
just did.
So he's
Yeah.
like I don't remember, but swap the genders and that's probably it. And then he's like, but then there's the whole bigger conversation about like the commodification of women's bodies and what's available to young boys versus what's available to young
Okay,
girls.
well he's getting I mean like
But he's like,
getting
that's a
away
whole
from
other
it.
That's
conversation.
still like
but-
that's a good job, Arezou's brother.
well,
It
he's
is
like
good. No.
like video game characters that little boys see.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah,
That's
look
true.
over-
Yeah.
So
Lord
that's a whole
God.
other conversation, but
Yeah.
I'm still gonna say it's weird.
Yeah,
I think
because
it's weird.
I think
at
he's
8
too
years
young.
old, I wasn't like I think it was more the admiration of celebrity
Yes.
than it was like, you know, the body of celebrity. Like you could
Yeah.
see aesthetically, like, oh yeah, these are pleasing, but also like liking Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, not just because
Yep.
they were cute, but because they had like music and I like dancing and I like to see them dance, and then I would do the dances kind of thing.
Yeah.
Same with Britney
Well,
Spears and stuff
I
like
mean
that. Like,
the Laker girls dance, right?
Yeah, they do,
Yes,
but
technically. I mean, I wanted to marry Lance Bass, but I had no
Same.
desire to see him with his shirt off. Like,
no.
I was fine with him staying fully clothed.
Yeah, I just like wanted to like, you know, have a tea party with them and maybe go to
Yeah.
Disney World.
I
Yeah.
was in love with Obi-Wan
Okay,
Kenobi, who is a
I'm really-
literal
I'm-
monk wearing 4 layers of clothing.
Yeah.
Except
I'm
he
always
takes
really-
that cloak
I'm always
off all the
really-
freaking time, Arezou.
Well,
I'm always-
he takes the cloak off, so he's wearing 3 layers of clothing,
Yeah, exactly. That's how it got to you.
showing his wrists like a.
Oh my god, that's the male equivalent of like a girl taking
I'm
off your
always,
fourth
really,
layer.
I'm always really bad with this. What age? What grade are you in with that age? I'm trying. I
When you're
have no
8,
idea.
I think like probably like 4th grade, right?
For
No,
8?
you're
When you're 8?
8. You're in third or fourth grade because you turn 9 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you turn 10. You turn 10
I turned 9 in 4th.
because we're okay.
You guys do it weird. We don't.
Yeah. So
Approximately 4th grade, give or take.
4th grade-ish, yeah.
Yeah.
no, you could be okay. So 5, 6. So kindergarten, you're 5 and 6.
Uh-huh.
First grade, you're 7 and 8. So he
What?
could be first grade,
No,
second grade,
be
6
6
and
7.
7.
6 and 7. Oh my
Unless
god.
you're here, then it's
Math.
5 and 6.
5 and
So I'd
6,
say
7,
he's
seven,
either
seven.
3rd or 4th
6 and
grade.
7. Yeah. So
Okay.
second or eighth, it's second or third grade.
Okay.
Listen, I'm going on 4 hours of sleep. Do not do the Mickey Merry Christmas if you have work the next day.
But yeah, I feel like your kids wouldn't want to care about seeing people's bodies like that until they go through puberty, which for girls starts usually in middle school, and
Mhm.
guys are a little bit later.
Yeah,
So I
end
would-
in middle school.
Yeah, I would think, and not until they're at least 12.
Yeah. Like the girls are at the right age, and so is like the Blake
Yeah.
boy who's
I
like,
wonder-
hey,
I wonder
Who
if
is
he-
the
I wonder-
tiniest little boy?
I wonder if he is not so much.
which is what
saying-
happened in middle school. I'm like,
Yeah, that was the most accurate thing I've ever seen in a movie where like the hot boy that they've all got a crush on is like half a foot shorter than them.
Yep.
Yeah, and he was just like not emoting at all. But but
no,
but
that
like
was
the,
a producer's kid or something. So they're just like, hey, kid, act.
but the brother, I wonder if it was less so that he really did want to see like half naked girls, and more so just the fact that he thought that he should want that.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
I feel like it would make more sense if he had an older brother who had a poster like that.
Well,
Yeah.
Maybe his baller does. Oh.
Ooh.
Or he
Lizzie
just
McGuire's
sees it in
mother
the
needs to watch
media.
out.
He sees guys reacting to, like, older guys reacting to it, and so like he thinks that he's supposed to do that.
How much time have we spent on this one line this kid says in this movie?
Too long.
We can officially say we're the only podcast that's ever talked about this topic for this long. I feel like I can guarantee that. Like, only one who did an in-depth discussion about a line from The Ultimate Christmas Present in 2000.
Oh, was there anything else that we wanted to talk about, I guess, then? Or are we going to end on this lovely note?
I feel like the pacing, there's a big pacing issue.
I feel like I don't want to end on this note.
No,
Yeah.
I feel like it really bothered me, like, that the girls didn't see Santa or the elves until, like, so
The
much
very
closer to
end.
the end.
5 minutes
Yeah.
to the end of the movie. No, not
And I
really.
felt like there should be, like, they should have had more of a team up.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
And yeah, it just was like, I'm like, what? It's an hour in. At least as a kid, I thought it happened faster, you know?
Yeah.
It does seem a little anticlimactic that the movie resolves with Santa showing up being like, you messed up, let me fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, don't do this again. And they're like, okay. And that's like, they don't actually do anything to resolve the issue.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like Santa just kind
Yeah.
of shows up and is like,
Yeah.
which is a very adult thing to do, but it's not a
Yeah.
very like movie thing to do.
Well, my very first comment while I was watching this movie was that the mail carrier has to have back pain. Because this movie opens up with a mail carrier pushing this little cart with the mail, but she's slightly crouched over. And I'm like, she's got to have serious back pain, man.
How do you say that you're an adult without saying you're an adult? It's like, you notice how everyone's bodies must hurt.
Yep.
Everything hurts.
Anything else that we want to talk? I mean, we've been talking about this movie for like an hour. It's so crazy.
Well,
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, thank you all for like doing this one. I was like, this one I actually like I vividly remember watching as a kid.
Oh, no, not
I
me.
thought they weren't even, like, I had so little cultural knowledge of this movie. I didn't even think it was going to be on Disney Plus. I was like, I'm going to have to find this on YouTube.
So I thought it wasn't either, because I actually started typing in just Christmas,
Oh yeah, that was a
And-
mistake, Vanessa.
and it doesn't. Well, no, but I mean, like, they even whittled it down to like 6 items, and this wasn't
Oh.
one of it. And I'm like,
Huh.
wait, but it has Christmas in the title. What?
I put
Come
Ultimate.
up.
I mean, obviously, Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate Marvel stuff showed up, but like that showed up too.
Oh, I just searched Ultimate
Christmas.
and
Yeah,
it just
Christmas.
popped up.
No. All right. Well,
Yay.
awesome. Well, yay! Thanks for everybody here. And we want to know if you guys out there have seen this movie, or if you have any fond memories of it, or if you hated it. So let us know. And Candace, where can they find us?
They can find us at thegeekywaffle.com. The Geeky Waffle everywhere, but frickin' X, which is geeky_waffle for whoever knows how long it's going to be. We have some episodes that we recorded before the strike, but then our release time was after the strike. So that will be coming in the new year. Stuff from 2023 and 2024. But Arezou, Chelsea, tell us about your podcast.
Chelsea, take it away.
We have a Stargate podcast called Wormhole Waffles. We also took a break for the strike, and so now we have like 17 episodes backlogged.
I wish I had that problem.
I can't wait until like next spring when people are listening to us making very topical jokes from last summer.
Yeah.
Well, at one point we made like a submarine imploding joke, so that's gonna be a while before.
Well, by the time it comes out, it won't be too soon anymore.
Yeah, it'll be like a year later.
Silver linings.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, come check us out on Wormhole Waffles. We'd love to have you. We are very goofy. Arezou likes to talk about some sexy characters, and
Shocked.
I try to
Shocked,
rein her
I
in.
No, Kenneth. He's the hero.
Yeah, it's
He's
not a
not
villain.
the bad guy.
It's true.
But is there a hot bad guy in the show?
There is.
Really?
Well, Apophis is very well dressed.
He's well dressed, but he's not like my type of hot bad guy.
Okay,
So
but
instead,
like
I've gone with the conflict of interest commander.
you did think that one bad guy was hot though, Seth.
Oh, that's true. He had nice hair.
He had like a rock star vibe. You thought he was hot.
He had like a Kylo Ren haircut.
Oh my god.
I'm always bringing it back. You had to mention Kylo.
Come on, an episode going by without me mentioning Kylo, like that wouldn't be
True.
a geeky waffle.
And you already mentioned Anakin too, so
yeah. But yeah, he's not the bad guy, the one I talk about every week. You
That's
should
true.
be proud of me, Candace.
yeah.
Shocked. Okay. Vanessa, take us home before I
Yes.
roast
Well, thanks,
Arezou more.
yeah. Thank you for joining us. I'm Vanessa.
I'm Candace.
I'm Arezou.
I'm Chelsea.
And we hope you have a happily ever after until Allie decides to be a terrible person and take a weather machine and destroy your Christmas.
Sam forever.
Happy holidays.